Hi, this is JJ again, coming at you from death row located in Central Prison, Raleigh, North Carolina. In my 3 decades of incarceration, I've experienced many things. The following story is true. It happened to me July 13th, 1994. So, July 13th, 1994 was my 25th birthday. I decided to celebrate, but not just a little. I was going to go big. I acquired a number of pills. Where I got them and what they were, I shall not divulge. We'll call them bennies. So, I had 52 bennies. Never had I done more than 20 in one day, and if I did them all at once, 20 would be too many. That morning, I took 10 bennies. I didn't particularly enjoy taking them, but I wanted to forget about my surroundings, to blunt the sharp edges and blur the lines of reality. When I took bennies, my body invariably attempted to show its displeasure by rejecting the bennies. There was something about them that made me shudder and become queasy before I took them. When I finally get them down the hatch, it's touch and go whether they'll stay down. Such is the psychological reaction that sweat beat in my hairline, and I mentally shudder again. In about 20 minutes, I start to feel it. My skin gets sensitive, and my eyes widen. My pupils enlarge, and everything around me gets a little blurry. I can walk around and talk, but I'm careful to not move too fast. I had a cup of coffee in my hand, and it's a sin to spill coffee in prison. Back then, tobacco was allowed, and for economical reasons, I would hand roll my cigarettes. I rolled several at one time, as I knew I wouldn't be able to do so later. When someone was on bennies, there was no hiding it. As I said, the eyes give you away. You have a look of surprise in your eyes. And if enough bennies are taken, hallucinations are guaranteed. Many times I had conversations with people that weren't there, and that was part of the allure. I need to escape my reality, and bennies were my means of escape. So I took 10 that morning around 7 a.m. 9 a.m. saw 10 more. Around noon, I took 12. This was too many. I was now beyond anything I'd done before, but I had 20 bennies left. A guy came and asked if I had any left. I told him I had 20. He asked for them. I should have let him have them. It was my birthday, and I was going to celebrate in style. What I told him was that if I didn't take them, I'd let him have them. As soon as he walked away, I downed all 20. I now have 52 bennies in my system. This is the height of stupidity. 32 was too many. 52 was insane. In a short amount of time, I blacked out. I was still on my feet, still moving, but wasn't aware of it. I'd get flashes of clarity, moments when the fog lifted, and all was black again. I remember going to Mike Sexton's cell, laying on his bed. For some reason, I thought it was my cell. Mike came and saw me. He went and got Stephon Good. They were asking what I was doing. I don't know what I said, but they laughed and walked away. Mike had a box of paintbrushes. I thought they were mine. Mike came and walked me back to my cell. All was dark again, and I found myself at the cell of James Williams, who went by J-Dub. 1 minute I'm standing at his door smoking a cigarette. Next minute I was on the floor. I was having a seizure. I could hear everything that was being said. William Powell, a.k.a. Bugsy, was an EMT on the street. While J-Dub was yelling that he didn't want me to die in his doorstep, Bugs was yelling for an ink pen to be put between my teeth, as he didn't want me to swallow my tongue. He jammed in the ink pen in and busted both sides of my mouth. All went dark, and I found myself sitting on a day room table. I was the only one out of the cell. Everyone else was locked down. J.W. told the guard that I needed medical attention. I looked at the cell block next to ours. I saw some of the guys looking at me, laughing. I didn't get what was so funny. I heard Stephon tell me to go to my cell. Not happening. I heard some noise in the sally port. I looked. It was full of guards coming for me. In prison, when guards come on the block, it's standard procedure to holler out, "Man down," to let everyone know that the man was coming in. So I hollered out, "Man down," not getting the fact that I was the only one who wasn't aware of it. Knowing I didn't want to deal with the police, I did the most obvious thing. I ran and hid in the shower. Only the shower had no door, and I was observed by all those guards. They came in. Now I'm in the day room table. Not wanting to be taken to the hospital, I wouldn't get in a proper wheelchair. I wouldn't get near the guards. They finally cornered me, slapped on handcuffs and shackles, and started picking me up by that metal jewelry and strapped me to a gurney. I was rushed to an ambulance and taken to an area hospital. The next time I'm aware of my surroundings, I'm shackled to a hospital bed in the ER. Another guard that I didn't know was in a chair near the bed. For a sidearm, he had an old wooden-handled .38 revolver. It was so close I could have reached out and grabbed it. Knowing I was lucid then, it wouldn't be for long, I explained to the guard that he was too close to me. And when this brief episode of lucidity passed, I would have no control over my thoughts or actions. He moved out of reach, for which I thanked him. Some time passed. The nurse came in. She wanted to know what I had taken. Not wanting her to know, I made up something. Then I changed it to something else. Then again. She told me that I would need to have my stomach pumped. Having heard this procedure was quite painful, I vehemently refused. Well then, said the nurse, I'd have to drink something to neutralize what I'd taken. She left and came back with a large cup of what looked like frozen charcoal and a can. The can contained what looked like burnt motor oil. It was thick, black, and even smelled like motor oil. She poured it over the iced charcoal. I refused to drink it. She threatened me with a stomach pump. I drank. Horrible stuff. Truly horrible. I drank as much as I could. Satisfied, she went away. Now I find myself in the back seat of a transport car. The sergeant and other guard were up front. In the best of times, I get car sick. Nausea quickly developed. I asked the sergeant to pull over as I was going to be sick. He said we won't stop until we get back to Central Prison. I didn't know he'd need to let the window down unless he wanted me to puke in the car. He did, and I did. All of the burnt motor oil came up, then the wind shear blew it all over the back of the car. I would have felt bad for the sergeant if he had to clean it off, but I still got scars from how he picked me up by the handcuffs and shackles, so I didn't care. Once back at the prison, I expected to be cleared by medical and returned to the cell block. I couldn't have been more wrong. I was taken to what was known as 440 in the prison hospital. I was put on suicide watch. No clothes, no property, no mattress, sheets, or blanket. All I had was a roll of toilet paper, which I wrapped around myself as the concrete slab of the bed was cold. The next day, the inmate janitor came to dump trash. I knew him, Thomas Adams, a.k.a. Pee-wee. I wanted a cigarette really bad. I asked Pee-wee to give me a cigarette and a match. And I would wait until after his shift to smoke it. He said he'd be right back. I never got that smoke because he didn't come back. I stayed there 3 days, then returned to my cell block where I immediately rolled a smoke. A few days later, I was charged with misuse of medication. I pled guilty and got a suspended sentence. The takeaway, know your limits. Don't be greedy. Never celebrate your birthday so hard that you end up in the ER drinking burnt motor oil. The end.